show? No. So I'll link her video down in the Nope. Red Sister? No, I want to read those. Water to the rescue. Read a genre you don't have any interest in. Yep, that's totally the question. Then I also read the one with the horses. What is it called? Hopefully I can edit something good out of that. Hey fellow fiction fanatics, I'm Chase. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing the Anti-TBR book tag. This tag was originally done by Nicole and her books, so I'll link her video down below. Alright, let's get into it. So the first question is, what is a popular book that everyone loves but you have no interest in reading? And for me, that's going to have to be A Court of Thorns and Roses, aka ACOTAR. I do not want to read about erotica or abusive relationships, so I'm not going to read that. I did enjoy the Throne of Glass series, but I'm not going to read the ACOTAR series. No, not happening. Question number 2 is to name a classic book or author that you have no interest in reading. For me, that's going to have to be Jane Austen. I don't really read a lot of classics in general. I just don't think her writing would be for me. So I read Pride by E.B. Zaboy, which is a modern Pride and Prejudice retelling, but I really didn't like the romance in that, which is the main thing drawn from Pride and Prejudice, at least that's what I'm assuming. So I'm pretty darn sure I'm not going to like the romance in Pride and Prejudice. I really don't think I'm going to like it, so I don't plan on ever reading that. Question number 3 is to name an author that you have no interest in reading. And for me, that would be Stephen King. I do not, repeat, do not do horror. No, I am the biggest scaredy cat there is. I can't even do scary stories. I'm that bad. I would not be able to read his books. There is no way, no how. I am not reading them. You like them? Good for you. They're not for me. Question number 4 is to name an author where you've read a couple books from them and you realize they're just not for you. So I am a little sad by this, but for me that's going to have to be Maggie Stiefvater. I did read the first book in the Raven cycle, which is the Raven Boys. There's not a plot, guys. I'm sorry. I need a plot for my books. I love characters. I think they're great, but I needed more to the story. I also read the Scorpio races by Maggie Stiefvater. I thought that one was okay, but I just realized reading those two, her books just aren't for me, and that's okay. If you love Maggie Stiefvater, I'm very happy for you, and I wish I liked them as much as you did, but they're just not for me. Question number 5 is to name a genre that you have no interest in, or to name a genre that you've tried to get into but couldn't. So I'm going to go with the second option. A genre that I have struggled to get into is historical fiction. It's not that I will never read historical fiction, it's just that I'm going to be very tentative going into historical fiction just because I don't love that genre. I think it's because I'm very much a fantasy reader that if I'm reading historical fiction, I want it to be like 80% fiction with little nods to historical things, but that's usually not what historical fiction is. I definitely plan on reading more books in this genre, but I'm going to be very tentative to which books I'm actually going to read. But I'm definitely not excluding that genre from books that I will read. Question number 6 is to name a book that you've bought but will probably never read. Unfortunately for me, that's going to have to be House of Salt and Sorrows by Aaron A. Craig. All I really know about this book is that it is a 12 Dancing Sisters retelling, but the sisters keep mysteriously dying for some reason. I've heard it's really creepy, and that's pretty much all I know about it. I do want to read this, but I'm so tentative about reading it because it's creepy, and I just don't know if I'll be able to handle that. I really hope I would be able to, but I don't know. So on a scale of 1 to 10, tell me how creepy this is. But take in mind, I am the biggest scaredy cat there is, and so take your number and like jump it up 3 notches, and that's probably where my level would be. Is this too creepy? Would I like it? Let me know down in the comments. Question number 7 is to talk about a series that you have no interest in reading, or to name a series that you've started and will not be continuing on with. For me, that's gonna have to be the Red Queen series. For that, I read up to King's Crown. Is that it? King's Cage, that's the one. See, don't even remember what it's called. So I read up to King's Cage, and then they killed off my favorite character. I literally did not care about anyone else. The main character, I don't even remember her name, she was just really annoying and just kept making horrible decisions. And the love interest didn't care about either of them. I really hoped it would get better, but I have no interest in finishing that. It's just, no thank you. And question number 8 is to name a new release that you have no interest in reading. So I'm gonna go with a newer release, Black Sun by Rebecca Rowanhorse. So I have a phobia of birds, so this cover is both incredibly intriguing and terrifying for me. I'm like, this is a really cool cover, but also why I don't like it at the same time. So that's just me. And I've also heard what happens in the first chapter. No thank you. No. Not happening. No thanks, I'm good. I'm not gonna read that. So those are all the questions for the Anti-TBR book tag. If you haven't done this tag and you'd like to do so, I tag you to do this video. I'd love to know if you agree or disagree with me on any of the books I've mentioned, so let me know down in the comments. As always, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and don't forget to share the love. I'll see you next time. Bye!